G'day guys and welcome back to another video on the channel, and in today's video we'll be going through my round 13 tips and predictions for the AFL round. Of course it's the big freeze round, so tune into this game. It's going to be a good round of tipping. Of course we'll start by reviewing the round, and subscribe, and we'll go straight into the video. So now guys, we'll be reviewing the last round of tipping, which was the round 12. It was a decent round of tipping because lots of people didn't get a good score that round. So I got a 5 out of 7. Of course, that was a decent score when you compared to other people's scores during this round. So yeah, I think I did pretty well. So let's start reviewing the round. On the Thursday night, 30th of May, tipped the Port Adelaide Power to get it done at the Adelaide Oval. Of course, Carlton have been playing bad at the Adelaide Oval. Only got their haven't bet any Adelaide team for a while there. Of course, they won in gather round by 10 points against Fremantle. But yeah, I didn't expect them to get the job done. I thought Port, hot favourites, should get the job done pretty easily. But yeah, I think Carlton really put up a fight. It was close until the third quarter. Lots of lead changes in that third quarter, which made it look like a good game. And in the fourth quarter, Carlton just ran away with it. So got that tip wrong. Tipped them by 27, the Port Adelaide Power. Then went on to tip the Doggies in the upset at Marvel Stadium. Of course, losing against Sydney the other round, which made me think, do I tip Bulldogs again? But I did tip them. Of course, it's at Marvel Stadium on a Friday night. I thought they would just come back. Got Sam Darcy, got Mark Spontapelli, got a really good back line, and they would just come to play here, which was really just the case there. They did really well there. And then the Saturday game started coming up, and then Hawthorn and Adelaide played at the MCG 145. Watched the whole game. Of course, I'm a Hawthorn fan, as you guys should know. Hawthorn, they got a good job done by 27 points at the MCG. Really pumped after that win, getting, of course, a good tip correct, as Hawthorn having some good form into this season could potentially make the 8 the way they've been playing. So I'm really happy with the way Hawthorn's playing, and I think they've done really well so far this year. Just had a rocky start to the season, but yeah, it was a good win. The Adelaide started coming back in the fourth quarter, but at one point we were leading 66-18, so we were really just dominating the Crows at the MCG, especially that first quarter. And then St Kilda versus West Coast. West Coast have really just started to improve this year, but West Coast, they lost by 14 to the Sainers. They got a good win on the road against the West Coast Eagles. Not many people could do it against the Eagles, like the Melbourne Demons, of course, losing against West Coast by 35 points. So, yeah, it's a really good job for St Kilda Saints to get the job done. Then on GMHBA Stadium, Geelong get the job done on a Saturday night by 30 points. It was a really good game. Close in the third quarter, but then Geelong just ran away with it. Really, the Richmond Tigers couldn't do anything about it. Yeah. And then this was a historic game for Fremantle versus Melbourne. Freo got the job done by about 92 points, at TIO. Of course, got an upset tip correct, which was very good. I'm very happy with that. So happy to get the Fremantle tip correct, of course. Went with the upset, got it correct, and then not the way I wanted to end the round, getting the Bombers tip wrong, but of course things happen like that at Heritage Bank. They didn't think the Gold Coast Suns would get on top by the form of the Essendon Bombers, but yeah, it was good. Bombers just didn't come to play, but yeah, that's it. That's the end of reviewing round 12. Now to start off round 13 on a Thursday night at the Adelaide Oval, we got the Adelaide Crows taking on the Richmond Tigers on the 6th of June, 7:30 p.m. The Crom, they just lost against the Hawks by 27 points, which was pretty disappointing. Of course, did not do well in the first and second quarter. Just the first half, they were just getting beaten up by the Hawthorn Hawks, and then the Richmond Tigers, of course, also coming off a big loss against also a good side. So really, I think it's really just a 50-50 game here. Both teams doing really bad, but I think the Crom can really pull it off by 4 points. So now we got the Doggies taking on the Brisbane Lions on the Friday, 7th of June, 7:40 p.m. At the Marvel Stadium. Doggies coming off a good win on the Friday night against Collingwood by 12 points. A big upset, in my opinion. So it was really good for them. The Lions also, I think, did they come off a bye? Yeah, I think they did. I think it was their bye round. So yeah. So I think both teams are evenly matched on the ladder. Brisbane 15th on not 15th. They're near each other on the ladder, like 11th, 13th. Of course, both teams are really good. Of course, Bulldogs also getting used to this ground and Marvel winning it at it. But I think the Brisbane Lions can get the job done by 18. Now my Hawthorn Hawks taking on the Giants at Utah's on the Saturday, 8th of June, 1:45 p.m. The Hawks coming off a good win against Adelaide Coast by 27 points, dominated the first half, which was good to see as a Hawthorn fan. But I was a bit just disappointed in the last quarter. I feel like we let go a bit, which wasn't really good. But of course, GWS also coming off a bye round, so yeah, not sure about this game for GWS, but the midfield for Hawthorn has been really elite. And Dry Newcomb, Warple, and Will Day have really been dominating the competition, which is really good to see. And their turnover game for Hawthorn has just been brilliant. The new style of the Sam Mitchell players, and I really like it. At Utah Stadium, a big advantage. Hawks get the job done by 22. Saturday, 8th of June, 4:35 p.m. at Optus Stadium. West Coast taking on North Melbourne. Of course, these two sides used to be one of the worst two teams in the competition last year. But West Coast have a bit of improvement, and North Melbourne also having a great a, a bad year. Haven't got a win on the board. This could be their first potential chance to get a win at Optus. Of course, haven't been looking the best in North Melbourne Kangaroos, but of course, West Coast playing at Optus last week, so I think there's a good chance for both teams. But I think the West Coast Eagles get it done by 9. St Kilda vs Gold Coast Suns, 7:30 p.m. at 8th of June at Marvel Stadium. St Kilda have been playing real bad. Some downfall for the St Kilda Saints. Really been bad this year. Of course, 15th on the ladder, while the Gold Coast Suns 8th position. Gold Coast is a way better team, but Marvel Saints could come to play after having such a bad season, probably turned it around with this win. So I think Saints, they can just put a big smile on their face after this game. Pretty controversial, but I think the Saints get it done by 39 points. Now Sydney vs the Geelong Cats at the Sydney Cricket Ground, Sunday, 9th of June, 3:20 p.m. So Geelong coming off a win against the Richmond Tigers by 30 points, which was a very good game. And then the Sydney Swans coming off a bye round. But of course, this is a 2022 grand final rematch, which is really good to see at the Sydney Cricket Ground. Of course, Sydney has just been top-notch the whole year, top of the table, and Geelong have been feeling a bit out in form, so I'm going to go Sydney by about 24 points. On the Sunday, 9th of June, 7:20 p.m. at the MCG, we got the Essendon Bombers taking on the Carlton Blues at the MCG, 7:20 p.m. and tonight. I think it will be a cracking 85k at the stadium for this one, because it's one of the biggest rivalries in the Australian Football League. So yeah, I think it's going to be a cracking crowd. So good atmosphere at this game, and I think the Bombers, of course, are second in the ladder. Carlton coming off some good form, so I think it's going to be a crack of a game, of course, on the Sunday, just before the King's birthday game. It's just going to be a cracker. A midfield dominance, Merritt, Walsh, Cripps. It's just going to be a midfield dominance, and then Carlton get the job done in a thriller by only 2 points. Now the King's birthday clash. Collingwood versus Melbourne. Hype for this one, really hyped. Big fees, 10, 2 digits for the first time. I'm really excited. I think everyone's pumped for this game to start. It's such a great moment. It's just great. I think it's going to be a great game. Crack of a game, but I don't really think it's going to be a good game, actually. I'm kind of in the mix, but Melbourne, of course, coming nearly 100-point devastating loss. Collingwood, well, they also coming off a pretty bad loss against Bulldogs by 10. But there's but. Melbourne, I feel like they'll come back and win this game by 43 points. Like and subscribe if you want to see more banger content from me. Yeah, it is a good video, but we're on the road for 500 subscribers, which is really big because nearly monetization. So subscribe to the channel and it will mean a lot to the channel. So if you subscribe, every subscriber means a lot now. Just subscribe and hit that notification bell and see you guys in the next one.